viewers, and welcome to Active Citizens Parliament. Yet again, another issues are rising. Yesterday, Chief Bola Tinubu did a promise by the Workers' Day as this Workers' Day speech. And there's something he said that is always ringing in my ears. He said that he will fight corruption. And in my mind, I'm like, when is this fight going to start? Or where is this fight going to start to fight corruption? So, this evening, I just realized that the fight against corruption has already started somewhere in the United States Embassy, where a Pro-Wike lawyers has launched, what I will call a massive protest in support of Chief Bola Tinubu. So as we speak, there is this set of people in Rivers State who are protesting against Chief Bola Tinubu and even disgraced Remi Tinubu and the sole administrator's wife. That happens, about 500 women walked out. But this one is against Fubara. So that's why I said that Chief Bola Tinubu is really fighting corruption. Because when you see people who should defend democracy, like these lawyers, when you see people who should be fighting, who are so-called learned persons, walk into a U.S. embassy and protest against the person who had the mandate, then there is trouble. So we have seen the fight. But let me start. I have several things I want us to discuss, but again, stop for jumping. On a good morning, afternoon, and evening. Let's get this thing started. First, let's start with the issue of the United States Embassy protest by the lawyers. I want you to go to comment section and tell me whether these are the so-called learned gentlemen, or they call themselves my learned friends. Lawyers who should know better. We have seen even senior advocates of Nigeria who are saying that it is totally unconstitutional. And in my mind, I don't go back. So when we see lawyers go out there, we say, what type of corruption is going on in the country? When just yesterday, Tinubu said he's going to fight corruption, and this is corruption manifesting. Men in black. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
Allow them to come down.
We've established the shot already. We'll put a publisher. We won't direct, we won't choreograph them. Allow them do their thing. If they do it properly, fine. If they don't do it, very established shots.
We are here principally to demonstrate our support for Mr. President's action declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State. Our reason is very simple. We believe that the President's action is constitutional, unavoidable, and was designed, or rather is designed, to avoid breakdown of law and order in Rivers State. We are all aware, shortly before the proclamation, the happening in Rivers State showed that the state was aging to the verge of anarchy. The whole arm of government was brought down. Their building brought down. The Supreme Court itself condemned that action and declared the governor as a despot, whose actions were unconstitutional. National critical infrastructures were being vandalized. The government did nothing. So we are supporting the president for taking the timely, exercising its discretionary powers timely to declare the state of emergency. You are all aware now that calm has returned to rivers, and the process of healing has begun. It is our hope that it will come to fruition. That is why we are here to express our support for Mr. President. And USA, being a bastion of democracy, particularly the type that our own is pattern on, we are coming to express our support for the president and urge United States of America to support the president's action declaring the state of emergency in River State to deepen our democracy. That's our mission here.
We are here because there have been a lot of public misconceptions about the action taken by Mr. President and the National Assembly. And we want to set the record straight that the law is right, that any administrative action taken is valid until set aside by a court of law. Right now, the administrative action that has been taken is the state of emergency that has been declared by the President. And it remains valid until it has been set aside by court. That matter is in court, and it is out of place for members of the public to start deciding upon it. And we chose the United States Embassy because, as we know, democracy, the father of democracy, is a past president of the United States. And we feel that if there is any country that is going to guide us properly as far as democracy is concerned, because democracy is not an indigenous idea of Nigeria, it is going to be the United States.
You know, these people, when I talk about fighting corruption, I need us to understand why I started with Tinubu's message of May Day, which is just yesterday, of fighting corruption. And now the corruption is taking more toll. The people here, if you watch the man, he was barely able to get his thoughts right. Because the money when they pay him to go do that something, maybe he don't chop and finish myself before they come out from that place. You know, then the lady that is talking about the rule of law, that is strike law and the likes, make I just remind them, I say, the court where they talk say where you go set aside the something. No be Kekereku dey there. And I want make I begin mention wetin Kekereku will be the highest justice of the Supreme Court. Make I just remind that two actions wey him take when the same United States, when they talk say na him be the father of democracy, reject. One has to deal with removal of Ihedioha, Imo State governor, where she can't carry the person where become fourth, come put as number one. The same US where they go their embassy, now they take that one, talk to me she no come US again for that one. That's number one. I think give you another second one. Adio where there for this thing. She there for among the panel, their panel of justices where Supreme Court carry talk say in they qualify person when no contest election, that is the primary election. Now in the same Kekereku will be the head of the Supreme Court, where they the panel, then carry him, go give him. Now they may talk say until set aside. Which person wants set him aside? When Kekereku there for the highest position for Supreme Court, then their audio will come through the back door, through that same Supreme Court pronouncement there for the legislator. And then we get Bala Blue.
Them conduct a physical inspection of all the beavers' machines.
These three arms where they captured, what do I think so if you succeed? But anyway, make we see how the women they take the para for their own side for River State, because women disgrace Tinubu's wife, they disgrace the sole administrator's wife for River State. So if these people they do their own for Abuja, financed by Wike and his cohorts, then we have the ones where we say it happen for River State. Make we hear from the women where talk say they don't even want any empowerment product where they carry come give them. Imagine when they come carry money, come they give people, carry empowerment where come from presidency. Women when we say then they everything when we say if 2K, 1K, then go come out, collect. Then talk say they no want We're gonna know the extent, and this one now you go see say now be organic. When they open their mouth, they don't need to describe their head or their this thing like this man went there for that embassy they do. We're gonna hear from these women. This one now be the one why I call say now organic. Sim must come back. Let's take a listen.
Beautifully created, wonderfully made by God, loving, blessed, hardworking. I greet you all.
You're coming here to do a federal program. Why dividing us the more? You're dividing us the more. This program is supposed to be when there's a peace in the state, like you people declare that there's no peace. You brought a reconciliator. Since today, you have not done anything. Leadership are saying nobody addresses us at the time.
One governor at the time. We voted for one governor at the time.
We don't want her to address Rivers women. We want our governor's wife.
Yes,
Valerie Fubara.
Yes, yes,
what we are not part of it.
Yes,
we cannot betray our governor.
At all.
At all.
At all.
Governor.
Yes,
we want our governor.
Now, so.
Bring back our governor.
Yes, so.
We don't need any other lady. First lady of River State. That's who we want.
Yes, so.
Lady.
Yes, now say
we don't ask. You know, we don't ask. As a partner, that woman now don't think, but they don't. She even their best.
Yes, so.
Why they come they prepare? They say make them let sharp inside there.
No, there's out now. People should know.
The woman they there. First lady. Only one first lady, and that is Lady Valerie. We want it. My governor promotes me. I need to come back. We want it. We want it. Our president is supposed to address us. Oh my God. We want it. We want it. We don't if not be Valerie, nobody again. Impostor. Who is that impostor? Yes. If Bassi's wife is addressing Rivers women, who is she? Back your alone, madam. We don't want you.
Let me talk.
We want you. See, today.
We want him today.
Yesterday.
We need Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu to come and address the women. She is the one we have waited for. We don't need the wife of a stranger. It's him. We want him right now. Sim should come today, not tomorrow. The Rivers women, we are yearning, we are crying to receive back our government.
We want him.
Yes.
We want him.
No, she don't
be first lady. She should go to Calabar for that first lady. We want him. But that's what tell us. That's we don't give a fuck. We want him. We want him. We want him.
Okay, so you can go to comment section and see the one that is organic, that there is no manipulation. From what I see here, if the women that came out to be empowered by the president's wife, Oluremi Tinubu, got to that very place and rejected to be empowered. Of course, you know they're going to get like 10K, like 20K, but at the end of the day, they walked out. It's rare to get where you are going to give women money and they walk out. So this is really serious. Go to comment section. Tell me what you feel. For the one that I feel is not real, is that one that happened in front of the United States Embassy. That is not looking real, because there is even no need to go to the United States Embassy to protest. I mean, it does not make sense. If you want to protest, go to Rivers State. My assumption is that the lawyers are from Rivers State. They should go to Rivers State and protest to their people and talk to their people. But anyway, viewers, I want you guys to, go to comment section. Tell me what you feel about that. There's another thing I want to share with us before we go. But let us not forget the fact that the reason why I brought these two things is to show you guys how Tinubu's performance is going, how his administration is managing the affairs, even family affairs, like what happened just about Sheyi Tinubu's filming naked of so person and the rest of it. Those are the things. But again, let me tell you very importantly another thing about Natasha. There is one bombshell, or whatever name that so many people have called it, that has been dropped. And I believe that is one Dr. Sandra Duru, who also is known as Professor Mbeke. She submitted an alleged evidence of phone conversation between her and Senator Natasha. According to her, she submitted it to relevant US organizations and other parts of the world for forensic analysis. Whatever that means. Some people are saying, take what she has said to the trash can. But I'm saying, why not we look at it deeply? I know at some point now, some people might be looking at it from, this person that has been painted, Natasha that has been painted as the person who is the recipient of this of the act, but now is the person who is now being vilified. Why not we look at this? Because this woman, Dr. Sandra Duru, she said a whole lot of things on an online about the sexual harassment allegation, about her, most especially her direct discussions with Senator Natasha. She exposed call logs and conversation that debunked Natasha's claim that she had never spoken to her before. We are expecting that there should be a rebuttal from Senator Natasha. She has the right of reply to this, because the accusation of organ harvesting and linking the death of one young lady who died years ago to Senator Akpoti is another allegation of his own. So, but for those of us who have not heard what she had to say, let me say we just get a glimpse, like a snippet or what, because the discussion she had like a live session on Facebook was for like more than an hour. But let's take a glimpse of the snippet of what she had to say against Natasha, and we are expecting Natasha to do either a rebuttal on this, or at least come out to the open to explain who she is, because in certain cases, such people who are outside the country might undertake to do a hatchet job for either the Senate president himself or for the presidency, because there's allegations of Natasha trying to remove the president, or I don't know how all this was coming up. But let's take a listen to what she had to say. Then go to comment section, tell us your feel about this.
Natasha came and she started offering me money. The first she said she has this problem. with this Senate president and explained to me everything. She thanked me. We talked personal things, which I won't let out for now because it's her privacy, about her life, about her mom. We talked a lot. And the question I asked, Natasha, if you want me to represent you, can I know the truth? She said to me that, she started dropping names, I won't mention all, that she has already paid Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, how much do I want? I made her understand it's not all about money. Just talk to me. Why are you fighting? What is the problem? What did they do to you? She now explained to me the truth. Are we there?
Yeah.
She explained to me, and Natasha told me bluntly, she said, babe, there was nothing like sexual harassment. I was shocked. The young people watching me, Umaran died in 2021, and we all followed that case. To let you know how daft, how dumb a whole senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria can be so dumb. And many of you were wondering, when she was talking, I was in, At that point, I was sipping my water, and I was in, In Yoruba language, means fabu, oniro, matsolo. That's the meaning. That's the meaning. So, at the end of the day, I took those three. I said, Natasha, okay, good, you have told me the reason for this fight. It's not Senator Akpabio, but the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And you said because of, you don't want Yoruba, Yoruba government to go beyond 4 years. Number two, you said no sexual harassment evidence of any kind, of anything. You just want to do your thing. What you said about your husband, I'm going to keep. It has because of your children and his own children. So then the third one, the death of Umaran, that you're asking the international community, the media, and myself to allege against the Senate president. Umaran died 2021, and from the private investigation conducted, there was no organ harvesting. Autopsy was done. The person who murdered Umaran is serving a life jail term. And doctors in the house, please help me educate Natasha. Kidney cannot be removed and preserved, and you can't fly kidney from Nigeria to Germany or anywhere in Europe to transplant it just like that. No. Doctors should know it's impossible. You can't even, are you going to preserve it with formalin? What are you going to use to preserve the kidney? Natasha Natasha is a pathological liar. And when she's lying, she lies like a daft. Natasha lies like somebody. I tend to ask myself, is she okay? So now, how did they take this girl's kidney? Why is she bringing out something that will hurt the family of that girl? That will cause them emotional trauma, emotional distress. We all know that 2021 and 2016 are apart. I don't want to go into the private life of people, but let's now take it this way, that I had to report to the agencies in the United States that I have an information from a senator from Nigeria who said another senator murdered somebody and she knew about it for the past 3 years. That makes her an accomplice. And why didn't she tell the police she knew who killed Umaran?
Well, Sandra Duru, Professor Mbeke, if you guys understand in Igbo, when they do call you Mbeke, you will understand why when she's talking, my mind just went to her name, which is Mbeke. Now, I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm not trying to say that what she has said is wrong, but there is this thing about talking about somebody who either has been your acquaintance or is your friend, and you are coming out to say that Natasha paid Obi Ezekwesili. I don't know if you guys heard that she had paid Obi Ezekwesili. And that kept me thinking, is there a possibility that Natasha would have paid Obi to advocate on her behalf? Go to comment section, tell us your take on this. And don't forget that we are in a country where nothing is impossible. I will tell you some of those possibilities, which is most likely here. It is either this lady has been compromised or has been reached by cronies of the Senate president, or that she's acting just to get attention. Because I really don't know why at this very point in time they have to talk about kidney transplant, they have to talk about every other thing. But most importantly, Natasha has to, debunk this. She needs to come out and explain her relationship with this Professor Mbeke, because Nigerians want to know. We always say, oh, this is right and this is wrong, as the case might be. At this very point, we need to hear whether she offers somebody 200 million, which she would have used to empower her constituents to accuse Senate president of organ harvesting, as the case might be. But if that is not the case, then Professor Mbeke, I think, needs to be, not just cautioned, but she needs to be taught a lesson by intruding into the Nigerian matter. People who know, I think she might be in diaspora to, follow up with this and get us a feedback in all of this. So having said that, that is as much as we are going to take. But before we go, I must say again, Chief Bola Tinubu is already, putting his house in order strategically for 2027. We, the Nigerian people, are the people that are going to stand against him. If we all insist that Chief Bola Tinubu should be a one-term president, having not fulfilled his promise of a 24 hours electricity and many other things, then we need to start our own strategic preparations now. And it is very simple: onboarding more Nigerians, educating more Nigerians against 2027. That should be done community-based mobilization. Starting on time is key, because Chief Bola Tinubu is working at the top and looking at the masses for last minute, which is mobilizing them with funds. But if we start on time now, Nigerians will realize that Chief Bola Tinubu is not what they need by 2027 going forward. So it means that the revolution we are talking about would have started before the 2027 election. So whatever plans they have in place, we already have our plans of protecting our votes, because they are not coming out in those polling units. Definitely not. It is still us that will be in those polling units. So we are mobilizing right now. We need your support to continue doing what we are doing. Go to our comment section. Tell us what your take on the work we are doing. If you like what we are doing every day, please do support us financially, because going to these very remote communities and reaching out to our cooperators across Nigeria is capital intensive. So wherever you are that God has blessed, please reach out to the Active Citizens Movement so that we can be able to deal with this. Thank you very much. The account information is there. We appreciate you and God bless you. Like, share, subscribe. Until tomorrow, bye for now.